Hello, TOEFL students! In the last class, you learned about skills 1 and 2. For today's class, you will learn about skills 3 and 4. Skill 3 is stated detail questions. Here are the examples of questions that you will see on the TOEFL test that are Skill 3 questions. When you see these questions, then you know you need to follow these strategies. Let's look at the strategies. Read the question carefully. What exactly does it ask you to find? Identify key words in the question. Remember, key words are important words. You can think about what you would type into Google if you're trying to figure out what the key words are. Skim the passage quickly for key words or synonyms. When you have identified the correct part of the passage, read carefully and read complete sentences. Then look for an answer that has a restatement of the information in the passage. That means that the answer means the same thing, but it says it differently. Maybe it uses synonyms. Let's look at some examples of Skill 3 questions. Number 1. According to the passage, what happens during an ice age? Okay, so for Skill 3, we need to look for key words in the question. Ice age is our key word. Now let's look in the passage for the word ice age. Ice ages, those periods when ice covered extensive areas of the earth, are known to have occurred at least 6 times. So let's look at the answers and see if we can find an answer that restates this information. Look at C. Ice covers a large portion of the Earth's surface. And back to our sentence. Ice covered extensive areas of the Earth. This is a restatement. It means the same thing, but we have 2 synonyms, extensive areas and a large portion. Those both mean the same thing. It's just said with a synonym. So C is our answer. Number 2. The passage covers how many different methods of recognizing past ice ages? Okay, so our key words here are recognizing past ice ages. So let's look in the reading for these words. Here, past ice ages can be recognized from rock strata. Okay, that's one way. Let's keep looking. Here, ice ages can also be recognized from land formations that have been produced from moving walls of ice. Okay, so that is 2 methods. So our answer is B, 2. Number 3. According to the passage, what in the rock strata is a clue to geologists of a past ice age? Well, we have our key words rock strata and clue. We saw the words rock strata up here, so let's read this again. Past ice ages can be recognized from rock strata that show evidence of foreign materials deposited by moving walls of ice or melting glaciers. Okay, so now let's look at the answers. And we want to look for a restatement. Look, D, substances from other areas. Substances is a synonym for materials. From other areas is another way to say foreign. So, our answer to this question is D. This is a restatement from the sentence. Now let's look at Skill 4. Skill 4 is about unstated detail questions. These are the questions you will see on the TOEFL test for Skill 4. When you see the word not or except, the question is probably a Skill 4 question. So, here are the strategies for Skill 4. Remember that 3 of the answers are stated, mentioned, discussed, or true. Find those answers that are in the passage. You can do this by following the strategy for Skill 3. Then choose the answer that is not in the passage. So, Skill 4 questions are going to take longer to answer because you have to check every answer choice and see if it is in the passage. So Skill 4 questions will take more time to answer correctly. Let's look at 2 examples of Skill 4 questions. Number 1. All of the following are true about blood plasma except that. Okay, so let's look at the answer choices. It is a deeply colored liquid. Blood cells have been taken out of it. Patients are often transfused with it. Or D, it is generally more important to the patient than other parts of whole blood. Now let's look in the reading. At the beginning, we see blood plasma. Blood plasma is a clear, almost colorless liquid. It consists of blood from which the red and white blood cells have been removed. It is often used in transfusions because a patient generally needs the plasma portion of the blood more than the other components. So which of the answers did you see in the passage? B, blood cells have been taken out of it, is here. Blood from which the red and white blood cells have been removed. Removed and taken out of are synonyms. So that is not our answer. C, patients are often transfused with it, is right here. It is often used in transfusions. So that is not our answer. And D, it is generally more important to the patient than other parts of whole blood. That's written right here. A patient generally needs the plasma portion of the blood more than the other components. So that means our answer is A, a deeply colored liquid. And look, here it says that plasma is clear and colorless. That means it does not have a color. So we know, once again, A is our answer. Number 2. Which of the following is not stated about whole blood? It is different from plasma. It cannot be dried. It is impossible to keep it in storage for a long time. Or it is clear, colorless liquid. So our key word here is whole blood. We see this word right here. So let's read around this. Plasma differs in several important ways from whole blood. First of all, plasma can be mixed for all donors and does not have to be from the right blood group as whole blood does. In addition, plasma can be dried and stored, while whole blood cannot. So, A, it is different from plasma. That is said right here. Plasma differs in several important ways from whole blood. B, it cannot be dried. That is written right here. Plasma can be dried and stored, while whole blood cannot. C, it is impossible to keep it in storage for a long time. It says here, plasma can be dried and stored, while whole blood cannot. D, it is a clear, colorless liquid. It does not say that about whole blood, only about plasma. So our answer is D. So your assignment for today is to read the passages and answer the questions for TOEFL Exercise Skills 3 and 4 on Google Classroom. Make sure you read the question and identify if it is a Skill 3 or Skill 4 question, and then use the appropriate strategies for that question. As always, if you have any questions or you need help, send me a message and I will help you. Good luck!